Hiroki and the wonderful wife Sharia Dior. We wanted to come back and give you some information on my consultation since I am on the journey to become truly a Sir Hiroki. So we just wanted to sit down and tell you guys what happened at the consultation. It was a video consultation with Planned Parenthood. So we just kind of wanted to tell you guys what they kind of asked, things that entailed getting to where I can be on testosterone and what happens after it's prescribed. The consultation was on June 5th this month. I don't know when this video is coming out, so this is probably a little bit down the line because I've already taken 2 shots, so I've been on it a week. So this will be my 2nd week going into being on testosterone. Later down the line, I'll give y'all videos on what's happening and how I'm feeling and what's going on and, things like that. But as far as the consultation goes, there were a lot of questions asked about my dysphoria. When did I know I wanted to transition? What was I looking forward to? Did I have a support team behind me? And this is my support team right here. I do have some other family and friends that are involved, and they are very supportive, and I definitely appreciate that. I'm bringing you guys on my journey so that you can support me too. So here we all are, happy family. Other things that was happening in the consultation, I did have to fill out a lot of questions about my health. That's very, very important. They're definitely going to ask you about surgeries, cholesterol, blood pressure. Unfortunately, when she gives you, well, my doctor is a female, but when she gives you your information and you have to go do labs, my blood pressure was high, and I think it was because I was nervous, but I do have to keep track of my blood pressure, so my wife helps me. We try to do it every day. Sometimes we forget, but it hasn't been high anymore, and she won't let me stop. So how long I still got to do this?
For a while. I only say a while because she's on. Are we calling she or he on there?
I say he. You're so cute.
Okay, so I feel like we should do it for a while because he's only been on T for technically 1 week, but this is his 2nd shot. So with that being said, testosterone raises your blood pressure, and he also had a history of a blood clot, which is also problematic.
Just one in my whole entire life.
Which is also problematic. So the blood pressure needs to be checked for, I want to say, a minimum of 30 days.
Golly!
Of you being on it, just so we can make sure that your body's used to it and that it's not altering your blood pressure at all.
I got you. But the readings that we have taken are very, very good. Yeah. They're normal, low, is perfect. So yeah. I was probably nervous that day when I went to go get my labs done.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. But we still want to be sure.
Right, yeah.
Because I ain't got a policy on him yet, and we gotta make sure.
She stayed talking about that, so if I come up missing, y'all know exactly why. And if she is super duper rich, in fact, this is why. She cashed in the policy on me, and she living like a princess, so. No, but after, my labs went back, and also, oh my God, guys, I have high cholesterol, and I mean, it is high. I forgot what it's supposed to be in between, but I'm past the normal mark about like that much. So I think mine's like 118. It's bad. So after something's outside of the normal range, she does write underneath what steps I need to take. So under there, it said things like exercise, losing weight, eating right, cutting out high fatty foods. I don't have high fatty foods, so I'm more thinking it's probably butters and certain oils that we're using, because I'm not a fried food fan. A lot of our stuff we cook in the air fryer anyway, or bake it. We don't be frying all that food up in here, so I'm thinking it's probably butter, salt, things like that. We're not big on sweets in here either. It's rare we have sweets, and we usually have to Uber some over in the middle of the night if we do want something sweet. So I don't know, but I'm gonna work on my cholesterol. Other things that are asked are, what age did your dysphoria start? What kind of thoughts did you have? How did you handle it mentally going into that? So we definitely talked a lot about my childhood history going into it, me liking I've liked girls all my life. We literally have sat down, and every time we watch an old movie or hear an old song, I'm like, oh yeah, I love me some. And she say, oh, you liked all the girls. I was like, yeah, I did. So this is a big step for us together, and I wouldn't want anyone else on my journey with me than my wife, because I don't think anyone else would understand. And there are people that don't understand, and I've seen it here and there. I know going into this, we are gonna face some adversity, but we ain't worried about y'all. The negative, we're definitely not paying attention to any of that. This is a very positive journey. I wanted to do this for a while, and it was outside influences that was stopping me. So I am up in age. We'll get into that further videos down the line, because people be thinking I'm super young, and
You're so good.
Thank you, but I got some miles on me. After the consultation, I was prescribed testosterone, and it was sent over to my pharmacy for me to have. I think I do have to go back in about 3 or 4 months, so I'm supposed to get 3 or 4 months worth of testosterone out of what I was prescribed. So I got 4 vials, and then they will prescribe you the needles and things like that, but you can buy those separately if you want to. It's all dependent on you.
And your pharmacy, because Hiroki's pharmacy didn't have the needles that he needed, so we ended up getting them elsewhere.
Yeah, they have them now, but I did run into some issues, and also they didn't have the full amount of testosterone I needed. They only had 1 vial, and so I had to wait for the other 3 to get shipped in. A lot of pharmacies, I guess, don't just have those kind of things on hand, and even when I went to go and get it, they still had the wrong needle, so I could only get a syringe, 1 needle, and all of my vials. So I went ahead and ordered that off of Amazon on my own. Once I figured out what they prescribed me, I got the same thing. So, and then we have the jar for you to put the needles in. They don't even sell that at my pharmacy, and they were going to charge me like $45 for it. So I think there was a little bit of miscommunication, because they said they don't even carry that.
Going into the consultation, were you nervous?
No. I don't really, I'm okay with people asking me whatever. That's not a big deal, because I'm always going to answer honestly, and I know who I am. So I'm going, it doesn't matter what anyone asks, I'm going to answer honestly. I don't have anything to hide. And I think people get nervous when they're worried about how other people think of them. I don't care about none of that. None of that.
Were you surprised that she instantly was like, okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Now that surprised me, because I thought it was going to be a whole, process. Like, okay, well, we're going to go ahead and look over this, and then we'll give you a call back after we've made our decision. I thought it was a whole big, long, I didn't know I was getting prescribed anything the day of my consultation.
Yeah. It was a gender affirming appointment?
Yeah. So it's called Gender Affirmation through Planned Parenthood. And they do have a local one here. We didn't know that until I actually had to go and do my labs and things like that. And I brought my wife and my daughter. They were able to go back there with me while I got my blood drawn. And I really like it that it's very inclusive with your family. So I love that. As long as they have their IDs, they can go back there with me. So it was super duper fun. What's funny is my daughter had no idea why I was getting blood drawn that day. So I didn't tell her that I was doing any of this at that point in time. So after, it was probably a week after, and we got my results and stuff back, maybe even longer, I did finally tell her that I was transitioning, and she was super on board. That'll be another video down the line, but I got a lot of videos. I've been recording people's reactions and everything, so this is gonna be fun. I'm excited, but I am excited for the journey, very much so.
Did you feel like you got a lot of information out of your consultation?
Definitely. Like everything. And then even with the consultation, after it, she sends in your My Chart there's a video on how to give yourself the shot, where you can give yourself the shot, how much. It's very informative. So you shouldn't be screwing anything up.
Were you surprised Planned Parenthood had like a good so you were surprised that they had like a good setup for the gender affirmation? Gotcha.
Because the only reason why is because I've heard also negative things with some people with Planned Parenthood. So I'm thinking, is this even on their website? But I thought it was gone. With how things are going and how they're trying to literally take all of that away, I didn't even think that would be on the website. But it was there. And I said, oh, okay, cool. So, you know, they have certain doctors that are specifically for that as well, which I really love, because that means they understand exactly what you're going through, how you're feeling, and there's no judgment. I felt no judgment during the entire consultation. My doctor is so sweet and so nice. I adore her. I mean, there's a lot more information. We're probably forgetting things, but down the line, you guys will definitely see this whole entire process. Me giving myself a shot, goofing off. Y'all gonna see a lot. I want to be very transparent, because I'm not gonna lie, I've YouTubed so much information about transitioning, and it's all young people. There's no one around my age group. And if there was, they have maybe 1 or 2 videos on their channel, and then they just went dark. There's nothing else. So then I kind of I'm not even gonna lie, I kind of got afraid of even doing this, because I'm thinking, I'm the only one my age doing this. And then my wife helped me, and we're literally Googling the age group for older transitioning people, and we're looking for shorts, we're looking for videos, we're looking for anything. So it's not a lot of me out there. So that's another reason why I started my channel. So I can be very informative of, if you are of the older generation doing this, what to expect, because young people's bodies are different than mature bodies versus, you know, elderly. We're all different. So I definitely want you guys to know what I'm going through in my age bracket. But yeah, that's it. I appreciate you guys for watching the video. Welcome. That's all I can say. We got a long way to go, and I'm here. My wife is definitely gonna be here with me. You're gonna see a lot of her, because I be needing her help. I mean, because sometimes I don't be knowing what I'm doing, and so she be helping me. She has a lot of experience under her belt that I don't be knowing about until I gotta do something, and then it's, oh, well, I've given a shot, and I'm like, what? When was you a nurse? So.
I've been doing stuff.
She been doing a lot. I'm gonna put her channels too, because she got a lot going on. I'm trying to keep up with her. But thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate you, and definitely like, subscribe, notifications, you know, the whole rigmarole. But join us on the ride, and have a good day. Bye.